Hello and welcome to WinWin Live. I'm Scott Baceno, editor of Telecoms.com, talking to you from NetworkX 2025 in Paris. And I'm delighted to be speaking to Dr. Keith Huang, Head of Product and Technology at HKT Consumer Business Group. We're going to talk about the Hong Kong broadband market and HKT's approach to it, especially from a technological perspective. Hong Kong is a very interesting market, not least due to its exceptionally high population density. And the fixed line connectivity space is where much of the growth in telecoms is coming from. So I'm especially interested to know more about consumer broadband demand in Hong Kong and what HKT is doing to meet that, both from a technological and a service delivery perspective. So my first question, bit of a long one. What are the core strategic considerations behind HKT's pioneering large-scale deployment of ultra gigabit and even 10 gigabits per second all optical access networks in the China-Hong Kong market? And how do you think this has contributed to HKT maintaining its leadership position in Hong Kong?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Scott. As you know, Hong Kong is a very competitive market, although it's a small market, but it's very vibrant. And as a result, for many years, our competitor is actually using aggressive pricing as their key strategies. But we at Hong Kong T continue to elevate our value proposition, to differentiate, to create new values and maintain our leadership and profit margin. Since 2024, we started to embrace the ETSI, F5GA standard. We are one of the earliest operators that actually compliant to that standard. And that standard is not only one dimension like the speed. It actually have multi-dimension. You know, when you talk about the high speed is the one, but definitely low latency, higher capacity and infrastructure that is sustainable. These all together becomes a multi-dimensional platform that Hong Kong T are able to empower consumers for their users in the next few years or many more years coming. And for our key strategies to maintain that leadership, I think there are three things that we are focusing on. First of all, being the leader in the Hong Kong market, we have the most abundant fiber network. And not only can we improve the speed using XGS-PON technology, where we can offer 2.5G, 5G, and all the way to 10G, but also not just to a small portion of Hong Kong, right? We are able to offer that to hundreds of thousands of homes, both residential and industrial buildings. So we are offering that to improve our leadership, to enhance our leadership in a way that, our competitor cannot, follows. And we are there to lead. The second way is we can improve our business performance in terms of ARPU and also using fixed mobile convergence and ecosystem. Let me give you an example. Our consumers are actually looking for best-in-class network, obviously. And we have been able to offer products and services that always have to exceed their expectations. And for example, when a new phone is coming out, right, it supports Wi-Fi 7. And when we have that opportunity, we are actually offering not just the new phone, but also a whole and a best-in-class, the most widest portfolio of Wi-Fi 7 router, and to bundle at a good price with that new phones. And that new phones, when it comes to Wi-Fi 7, it can actually reach like 3 gigabit per second or even more. But where can you, realize the potential of your new handset? The best way is Wi-Fi 7. And when your Wi-Fi 7 and the phone can actually achieve 3 gigabit per second. If your broadband is only 1 gigabit, that's not working, right? Yeah. So you have to improve and you have upscale or use our 2.5G services in order to realize the full potential of that new device. So we pick on this opportunity to cross-sell, to actually leverage our mobile base and our mobile handset device ecosystems, therefore to create demands for our broadband services. And therefore we can improve our outputs over time. And last but not least, we are customer-centric. We try to connect our consumer with the future. For example, today's AI is in every aspect of our life. So look at the digital content creators, right? They create contents in the cloud. They use AI to generate video. They need symmetrical gigabit speeds, both uplinks and downlinks. And they need to have low latency in their day-to-day workflow in order to be efficient. So all these are coming and they are using it already. And also with our 5GA, Wi-Fi 7 and fiber to the room services, we have the broadest portfolio of broadband solutions that actually cover every corner of your home. Therefore, their applications can be fulfilled, their needs. So we can bring true values to our consumers. And therefore, I think these 3 points to maintain the leadership, to improve our business performance in terms of ARPU, and also to ensure our consumers are connecting to the future are the key strategies that we're trying to achieve with 10G services.
Okay, thank you very much. That seems like a very comprehensive proposition you've got there.
Yeah.
So for my next question, sort of following on from that, in the process of upgrading from ultra gigabit to 10 gigabit, what are the key measures that HKT has taken in terms of network technology selection, application scenario exploration, and business model innovation? And how do you view the actual demand for terabit services in the current market?
Maybe you know this already. In Hong Kong, we always have typhoon, bad rainstorms. Previous years, when you have that, it means what? It means a day off for those who work and for those who study. But now after COVID, we all know that your home turns into the epicenter of everything, not just for entertainment, but also you work there, you can study remotely at home. So actually that becomes very important to have a good connectivity to home. Because in my cases, my kids' school, they are ready to turn to e-class whenever the typhoon is out.
Right.
And for us, we have to work remotely for meetings. So it's not a day off. It's actually to work and study at home. So in order to meet that demand, we are already fulfilling that multi-devices connectivity and a lot of high-speed requirement at home through our 2.5G services. This is a current demand. Looking ahead, look at the AI-enabled agents, right? They do things for us, right? They are very automatic and they don't think like us, right? They don't just browse and click. They just react and respond in a much faster way, like a millisecond. So they are more sensitive to latency. So as I mentioned before, if you have F5GA network, you ensure high speed, but you also ensure low latency. And that is exactly what you need from a home that is turned into the place that you have to work and you study. And more than that, you have like new application like XR, immersive XR, 8K streaming videos, or even telehealth or IoT smart devices. Those are connecting to home, demanding concurrency of low latency connections. So to achieve that, we are already empowering on consumers to have a broadband that is future-proof, that ensure the capacity for concurrent access of multiple devices. And so I think the demand is there, and we ensure our consumers are ahead of the curve and they're ready for new application when they emerges.
Thanks a lot for that, and that's interesting. I knew about the typhoons in Hong Kong, but I didn't know that meant everyone had to work from home.
Yeah, we do.
So the
We want more
connectivity's
time off.
the connectivity is even more important. So
Yes.
that's great to know. So just got one last question
Yeah.
for you. How do you think the widespread adoption of 10 gigabit connectivity will reshape Hong Kong's digital economy landscape, and what are HKT's next steps?
I think the Hong Kong government has published the blueprint for like the technology development in 2022. And a few key strategies there. One of the key strategies is to make sure that we can achieve like becoming a smart city and grow our digital economy through ambiguous, high-speed connectivity, both on fixed and also mobile. So I mean, we are there, embracing these 10 gig services. Therefore, every homes are ready for any digital economy growth, and also we can also feed the smart city required data through a very low latency connectivities around the necessary premises. So this is one that ensure edge computing, ensure advanced data analytics, and therefore accelerating Hong Kong to be the smart city. And second of all, we do have the use cases for fintech and also financial development. And to achieve that fintech requirement strategy by the government, our services on F5GA, which is for fixed, and also our mobile network 5GA is able to allow slicing of the network, guaranteed QoS for connectivity, which is essential for the financial services and the fintech applications. Yeah. And those are also empowering Hong Kong to be the forefront of the digital economy. And also we are looking at application like e-health. And in Hong Kong, I don't know if it is in the UK, but in Hong Kong we call it the silver economy, where we are using technology and IoT, e-health, and also for remote diagnostics, maybe VR consultation, rehabilitation for elderly and taking care of them remotely using digital devices and IoT. So with that, also you can foresee that you need a low latency devices and guaranteed service level. You have a trust partner in Hong Kong T that you can leverage and provide these type of services. And we are empowering that strategy in terms of e-health and digital economy there. So I would say by embracing F5GA, XGS PON, and now we have 50 gig PON, which is even faster. We are enabling both our residential consumers, our government, and also commercial partners to be able to use our network to empower them to support Hong Kong as the smart city and also grow their digital economy in the future.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, we do have concepts like the silver economy in the UK, which I presume is reference to hair like mine. Yeah. And that remote health management is definitely a big sector. Yeah. So I'm not surprised to hear that's something you're being very proactive on. So yeah, I mean, that was fascinating to learn a little bit more about Hong Kong, which seems to be an exceptionally competitive consumer market, consumer broadband market. Yeah. And it was interesting to learn that the extra bandwidth is showing little sign of slowing, because we can assume that maybe everyone's got enough, but it seems that they always want more. Yeah. So that's interesting to learn. And I think also learning about the new products and services that your company's developing on the back of that upgraded infrastructure is interesting. Thank you. And so, yeah, just more broadly, the broadband space is very fast moving right now and very innovative. And I think what you've explained to us today should give other operators some kind of sense of the direction of travel, and maybe some learning points for them, and they'll take away some advice from that, hopefully. I would just say thank you very much to you and to our audience for joining us at WinWin Live.
You're most welcome. Thank you so much, Scott.